Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina leaves for New York tomorrow to attend UN General Assembly. UK All-Party Parliamentary Group delegation calls on Prime Minister Myanmar must take back the split Rohingyas, says Sheikh Hasina. Speaker Dr. Shin Sharmin Chaudhary urges doctors and pharmacists to work unitedly for ensuring universal health care. BNP institutionalized corruption and commissioned a thread through Hawa Bhabon, comments Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Canadian Federal Court approves Bangladesh's plea to reveal the status of Bangabandhu killer Noor Chaudhary. Attacks on Saudi oil installation tantamount to declaration of war, comments U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. And Zimbabwe meet Afghanistan in formality match of Tri-Nation T20 series tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum viewers, I'm Tanzila Mana Sultan, welcoming you all to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Mahmoud Rahman. Those were the headlines. We'll move on now to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina leaves Dhaka for New York tomorrow for an 8-day official visit to the USA to attend the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA. A VVIP flight of Biman Bangladesh Airlines carrying the Premier and her entourage members will take off from Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport for Abu Dhabi tomorrow afternoon. After a one-day stopover in the UAE capital of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Hasina will fly to New York by an Etihad Airways flight on September the 22nd. The Prime Minister will deliver the country's statement at the 74th Annual General Debate of the UNGA on September the 27th. On September the 23rd, Sheikh Hasina, along with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, will co-chair the multi-stakeholder panel to be held in parallel to the high-level meeting on universal health coverage at ECOSOC. Besides, the Prime Minister is expected to present the national statement at the plenary session of the high-level meeting on universal health coverage at Trusteeship Council. During the visit, the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with her Indian counterpart Narendra Modi on September the 24th and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on September the 28th. She will also address a press briefing at the Permanent Mission of Bangladesh in New York on the same day. Acting President of Bangladesh Chhatra League Al Nahyan Khan Joy and Acting General Secretary Lekhok Bhattacharya made a courtesy call on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Ganapabon this evening. They handed over a bouquet to the Prime Minister and wished her good health and long life. The Awami League President advised the Chhatra League leaders to work with honesty, sincerity and patience, following the ideology of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Hasina asked them to earn trust through work. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said Myanmar should take back their nationals as the displaced Rohingyas has emerged as a big burden for Bangladesh. The Prime Minister said this when visiting chair of UK All-Party Parliamentary Group Anne Main, headed UK Conservative Friends of Bangladesh, and the delegation of UK APPG on Population Development and Reproductive Health jointly met the Prime Minister at Ganapabon in the city today. Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ehsanul Karim briefed reporters after the meeting. The Prime Minister extended her sincere thanks to the local people of Cox's Bazar for enduring with sufferings caused by the Rohingyas on humanitarian grounds. In this regard, the visiting team appreciated Bangladesh for showing the humanitarian gesture by giving shelter to the displaced people. The UK delegation visited the Rohingya camps in Cox's Bazar and handed over a written report to the Prime Minister. They reiterated their support to Bangladesh on the Rohingya issue. The delegation appreciated Bangladesh for socio-economic development and birth control policy. The Prime Minister said her government has been working relentlessly to implement the dream of Bangabandhu by making a poverty and hunger-free Bangladesh. Prime Minister's Political Affairs Advisor H.T. Imam, Principal Secretary Mohammad Najibur Rahman and British High Commissioner in Dhaka Robert Chasterton-Dixon were present on the occasion.
A delegation of UK All-Party Parliamentary Group APPG on Population, Development and Reproductive Health and a delegation of Bangladesh Association of Parliamentarians on Population and Development BAPPD made a courtesy call on Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary at her office in Dhaka today. The Speaker apprised the delegation that maternity and neonatal death rate and child marriage reduced remarkably in the country following various initiatives taken by the government. APPG delegation members including Barons Hodgson and Nicola Sadakin and Whip Mahbub Ara Begum Ghini, Chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Government Institutions, ASM Feroz, Chairman of the Committee on Estimates, Vice Principal Dr. Abdul Shahid, Chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Women and Children Affairs Ministry, Meher Afroz and members of BAPPD were present on the occasion. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary has urged doctors and pharmacists to work unitedly to ensure universal health services. She made the call while addressing a function titled Policy Dialogue on Good Pharmacy Practice in Hospital Pharmacy Settings of Bangladesh, organized by Pharmacy Council of Bangladesh with the cooperation of World Health Organization WHO in Dhaka today. The Speaker said pharmaceutical sector is a vital sector in national economy of Bangladesh. Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhary said Bangladesh is exporting pharmaceutical products to 182 countries and 98% of domestic demand is fulfilled by country production. Health Minister Zahid Malik, State Minister for Public Administration Farhad Hussain and President of Bangladesh Pharmacy Council and Health Service Division Secretary Muhammad Asadul Islam spoke among others on the occasion. For 5 times during Khaleeda Zia's regime, he added. Dr. Hassan Mahmood said the Awami League government is taking tough actions against any type of corruption as Bangabandhu's daughter, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has announced her firm resolve on zero tolerance against corruption. The action against the corrupt people will be continued and no one will be spared, he added. Bangabandhu Sanskritik Jot General Secretary Arun Sarkar Rana, World University VC Dr. Abdul Manan addressed the program among others. Earlier, Dr. Hassan Mahmood unveiled the covers of 2 books of Professor Dr. Abdul Manan and Nurul Nahar Mary.
Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen has said Bangladesh has launched Sustainable Development Goals SDG tracker aimed at creating a data repository for performance monitoring of achieving the SDGs along with other national development goals. The Minister was inaugurating a conference titled SDGs and Bangladesh, jointly organized by Foreign Ministry and UN Resident Coordinator's Office at Bangabandhu International Conference Center in Dhaka today. State Minister for Foreign Affairs M. Shahriar Alam, UN Resident Coordinator Mia Seppo, Senior Secretary to General Economics Division of Planning Commission Dr. Shamsul Alam and UNFPA Regional Director Asia Pacific Bjorn Anderson also spoke on the occasion. The Foreign Minister said, under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh has turned itself into development miracle. He also said Bangladesh is one of the countries which included the SDGs in their National Development Plan, such as 7th National Development Plan and Delta Plan 2100, which portrays the country's commitment towards achieving the SDGs. Bangladesh has won a round in its court battle with Canada about Noor Chaudhry, convicted of taking part in the killing of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in 1975. In a ruling released on Tuesday, the Federal Court of Canada has ordered Ottawa to revise its decision not to disclose information to Bangladesh about Noor Chaudhry's immigration status in Canada, the Canadian press reports. Meanwhile, Noor Chaudhry was convicted in Bangladesh in absentia in 1998 for taking part in the coup that involved the assassination of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and most of his family. In 2006, Noor Chaudhry was found to be inadmissible to Canada due to serious criminality, but he has not been deported. Last year, the immigration minister refused to invoke an exception in federal privacy law that would have allowed him to divulge information to Bangladesh about Chaudhry's status in Canada. A meeting of the Subcommittee on Film and Documentary of the National Implementation Committee of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's birth centenary celebration was held at the International Mother Language Institute in the capital today. Information Secretary Abdul Malik, Director General of Films and Publications Mohammad Ishtiaq Hussain, Channel I Managing Director Faridur Reza Shagod, and other members of Film and Documentary Subcommittee were present, while eminent film actor Akbar Hussain Pathan Farooq presided over the meeting. The meeting discussed about the scripts and proposals of making films to uphold unparalleled life and ideals of Bangabandhu to the viewers of home and abroad.
Now international news. The U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called the attack on Saudi oil facilities an act of war Wednesday as President Donald Trump announced that he has ordered new sanctions on Tehran, the latest escalation in tensions between the two countries as U.S. officials work to pin the blame on Iran. Pompeo, who is in Saudi Arabia to consult with the kingdom's rulers on next steps, said the U.S. were blessed that there were no Americans killed in this attack, but any time, if there have been an act of war of this nature, there is always risk that could happen. The top U.S. diplomat said he is in the Middle East to build a coalition to deter Iran and signaled that the Trump administration will use the upcoming gathering of world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly to rally support for action against Tehran, which denies involvement in the Saudi attack. At least 20 people have died after a truck packed with explosives was detonated by Taliban militants outside a hospital in southern Afghanistan. Many of the victims in the attack on Kalat City were doctors and patients, according to local media reports. The Taliban have said they were targeting government intelligence officers next door to the hospital. The group has been carrying out daily attacks amid crumbling peace talks and ahead of national election.
At least 27 people, many of them children, have been killed in a fire at a boarding school in a suburb of the Liberian capital, Monrovia. The fire is believed to have broken out in the early hours of the morning when Quranic school students were sleeping in a building near their mosque. Police have told the BBC they are still looking for bodies in the building in the Painesville area. President George Weah has visited the scene and expressed his condolences. World Peace Summit with the title Legislate Peace was held in the Korean city of Suwon, organized by Heavenly Culture, Peace and Restoration of Light, HWPL. Marking the 5th anniversary of Warp Peace Summit, this commemorating summit took place over 166 cities of 113 countries around the world, including Bangladesh. With the aim of building sustainable peace and development, the host organization, HWPL, has carried out 3 global initiatives, including establishment of international law for peace based on Declaration of War and Cessation of War, DDCW, promotion of religious harmony through interfaith dialogue, and creation of a culture of peace with peace education. In his address, Chairman of HWPL, Man Hee Lee, called upon all to put in their best effort for establishing peace throughout the world. He said we must be one to fulfill the promised goal of peace. This year's summit in particular addressed the legislative peace that international leaders urged to support to build a legally binding international framework for peace and cessation of war. Later, colour displays highlighting peace were held at Suwon Stadium.
Local Government Minister Mohammad Azul Islam said people of Bangladesh are enjoying the benefits of digital Bangladesh under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and the joint endeavour of all. The minister said these as a delegation led by Philippines, Bangsamoro Province under autonomous Mindanao region. Naguib Sinremo called on him at his secretariat office today. UNDP resident representative to the Philippines, Teton Mitra, Bangladesh Access to Information Project Director Muhammad Abdul Manan, and officials of Philippine and Bangladesh UNDP officials were present. Delegation leader Naguib Sinrembo said they're visiting Bangladesh to gain experience from Digital Bangladesh program, especially that in the remote areas of the country. State Minister for Information Dr. Muhammad Murad Hassan has said the government is implementing various programs to ensure health service for the people. He said this while inaugurating Barrel Bozella Diabetic Association in Pabna today. The State Minister said Diabetic Association is providing services to the diabetic patients in different parts of the country. The residents of Barrel Bozella will be benefited having this association's operation in the locality, he added. Chaired by President of Bera Diabetic Association, Saiful Islam Ilyas, among others, lawmaker advocate Shamsul Haq Tukul, Bera Municipality Mayor Abdul Batin and President of Pabna Diabetic Association Baby Islam spoke on the occasion. Later, the State Minister inaugurated the Diabetic Association Lab. Now news on weather.